This is FlipKart, and it is India's winning unicorn story after it became one of the most valuable startups in its history. Its current valuation stands at over $37.6 billion after its latest funding round in July of 2021, where it raised $3.6 billion. Furthermore, there have been talks lately that FlipKart is aiming to go public in the United States market, where it is seeking to have a valuation of around $70 billion, which if it does, will make it among the largest companies to have ever lived in the nation of India, right beside the giants Reliance Industries, Infosys, and Tata Group. Yet on the other hand, FlipKart is a relatively new company compared to these old conglomerates, but it has withstood to become India's glorious company. So how did FlipKart become India's most darling unicorn startup? Before we move on, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe for more. FlipKart was founded just in 2007 by former Amazon employees Chowsonn and Binny Bansal. With the same mindset as to how Amazon first started, FlipKart was initially an online bookseller. This eventually led them to success due to the rising internet economy of India, and with not many competitors, the road to growth was clear as day. Just a year after its inception, the startup evolved as it opened its first office in Bangalore. By this time, it was seeing a rapid demand from users all across the nation. FlipKart was slowly transforming into India's business of the future. By 2009, it received its first ever funding, which amounted to just around $1 million, but its growth was exploding. At this point, it had over 150 employees and several offices. Just 2 years later, the company grew so much that it, and with other opportunities in sight, its product offerings followed, and it is now available to over 600 cities in India. Its hunger for more growth led it to even acquire other companies such as Chakpak and Mime 360, all to fuel its ambitions. By 2013, the company's funding had surpassed $550 million, which at that time made it among the most talked about businesses in South Asia. Some called it the fuel for the future of growth engines. It was slowly taking the Indian nation into the very heart of the world's Silicon Valley. Fast forward to 2016, its founders were named the Asian of the Year by the Straits Times of Singapore, and a year later, it has now been looked at and invested by the world's most prominent investors, ranging from SoftBank, Tencent, Microsoft, and eBay. But none of these would match what is to become of FlipKart when the world's largest, Walmart, a US retail giant, invested an estimated amount of over $16 billion into the company, which made them the single largest stakeholder with over 77%. Which also paved the way for America to enter the world of unicorns in India and to help Indian products reach American customers. Today, Walmart has continued its investments in FlipKart and fell in love with its outstanding performance in the Indian nation. Its continuous expansion was not even just limited to its website. It had embraced the diversity the internet brings, with company-based products such as FlipKart Video, to outside acquirees such as Myntra, Phonepi, eCart, ClearTrip, and so much more. It has also played a role in the investment landscape, a way to further diversify its reliance on single sources of income. Its impact as a potential $70 billion company will reach the farthest places in the country, and with such growth in just a small amount of time, indicates that the role it plays in the Indian business landscape may be a tremendous one. It may arguably become the nation's largest business by market capitalization in the future. But this, as usual, is not all rainbows and butterflies. After all, today, Walmart is apparently the owner of FlipKart, and when it does list itself as a public company, its valuation may skyrocket and no one other than Walmart will greatly profit from it. Moreover, as sad as we don't want it, we think that its co-founders should have tried to limit the aggressive acquisition of Walmart. While we are not an expert on this topic, they should have tried their best to raise cash in the public market to enable local investors from India to profit from this rather than having a conglomerate outside the nation. But this is arguable, and we could also say that Walmart's expertise helped create FlipKart into a world-class enterprise, which helped create tremendous growth opportunities for India.